What's the problem? I don't know constitutional problem for president.
But instigated.
To you hold on. I know you have a coalition. What's the thing of coalition? To make sure the president does not return. I don't like the president to sleep every day. Has anybody killed anybody? If some president 45% he doesn't want to be now, he's also working by delivering the dividend of democracy to the best of his ability. He's not going to sleep. Mr. President has a good relationship with the National Assembly. For Christ's sake.
Yes,
hold on. You see, I have told you here, governance is not about awarding contracts. It's not only about awarding contracts. Governance is not only about inspecting project, commissioning project. Your capacity, ability to navigate is key. If as a governor, you have crisis, you don't know how to navigate, to put your people in check to make sure your governor is going through. I suffered it. The powers that be at the national level didn't want me to survive. Did I go to church to cry? Did I go to mosque to cry? I came back, I sat down, I said, listen, we have problem. How do we do? We have to navigate this. How do I navigate it? Okay, now let me finish. So that give people the opportunity to hear from us. So this attitude of the governor, if it's the mood of the crisis, because the constitution provided for it. And therefore you must also be careful. The kind of infraction. Look at what Supreme Court said. Am I the one? But you are ruling as a despot.
But right now,
hold on. But there's no government. The only thing that makes governance democracy is legislature. Under the military, you have executive, you have judiciary, but there will be no legislature. So what makes it democracy is the legislature. When legislature is not there, there's no democracy. And you came down without any qualms. You went to an arm of government that's a symbol of democracy, brought it down to rule as a despot. Supreme Court said so, white and black. What are people talking about? Nobody want to say, look, this thing you did was right. You sat down out of 32 members of the constituency, of 32 constituency. You sat down. You are taking 3 people to make law. And you say the people are defected. By your own math, it lies in your own math. Defection is by you. The governor said, look, it is by me. Anything I say, how they will be, that's how they will be. Who does that in this world? Who does that? And who said by his own mouth, but we started waving flags of the APC. Oh, define defection. Supreme Court define defection constitutionally and politically. I want you to go and read the judgment. So now let me tell you so that it's going to educate the public. Yes, I can say we have defected. But it depends for the speaker to hit the hammer, to declare it vacant. Until that happens, you cannot say the session has been completed. The speaker who himself was part of too bad, I'm human. I tell you, lawyers were a lawyer. No, hold on now. Too bad. That's why the speaker said politically and constitutionally. Constitutionally now becomes when you are defected. You see, I don't know people who have been defending at the National Assembly. He sued the speaker. He sued the Senate president. Have they declared their seat vacant? They are not. But when you do not suit them, they hit the devil. You have declared their seat vacant. And it is only then you can say the session has taken a place.
Yes, but
if you do not lie on you,
yes,
I wave flag.
Yes.
Because you know the other said, if I wave flag of another party, okay now that the governor of Delta, the governor of Akwa Ibom said they will support the president. They defected. Is that the constitutional position of a defection?
Your Excellency, but let's look at the state of play now.
Yes, now you talk about the NBA.
Yeah.
About the let me tell you, I've told you, people should thank Mr. President. But me as a politician, selfishly, I'm not happy, I say so. But presently what he did for the interest of the state, the House of Assembly members were not happy. And that's why I had to go to London to speak to them. To say, listen, I agree. We are doing a constitutional role. I agree. But look at it on the border. No.
But actually,
look at it in the border way. Look, crisis, no salary, nothing will happen, the state will go down.
Yes.
So on that basis, I like it.
Yes.
So now you said NBA, it's unfortunate. How would NBA say it's unconstitutional when you collect that gift?
No, they're not connected.
No, hold on.
Yes.
That's why I tell people, when the board of ventures came to see me, he was here, and I told them, what is it? When Justice Mayfield gave judgment about local government, NBA came out and condemned the judgment of Justice Mayfield. Without reading the judgment.
They made comments without reading the judgment?
Yes, which has never happened, yes. Now, the president declares of emergency. He does, it's not correct. Now, until everybody now knew why you are doing what you are doing, now the state give you a gift of 300 million naira. A gift that was not appropriated. There was no appropriation. You took MP. You took 300 million naira and said it's a gift.
They solicited and you are a member of the NBA. And you have supported the NBA yourself.
So hold on. In my budget, I put grants. In my budget, I put grants. And I like by law. It's about appropriated. In this case, there was no appropriation. And for NBA to take an illegal gift, assuming that this didn't come up now, do you know that they took gifts?
Are you suggesting that the stance of the NBA was influenced by the gift that they had received?
Are you not aware? Everybody has seen it.
No, they're two separate things.
No, they are not two. Let me tell you. And I can tell you how the money came about. He came to Somalia, senior advocate of Nigeria, who is close to the chairman of NBA. That's why they offered NBA that they are going to host the Amazon conference in Port Harcourt.
Will you support the NBA to return the 300 million naira?
What do you mean by support?
It's being a member.
Because a lot of people are saying they should return the money. They are saying
you are only a gift.
You don't return
the gift to who?
To the NBA. You are a member.
There's some gift that will kill you.
Okay.
This gift, let me tell you, this gift is too bad. Let me tell you, see, that's why you have to be careful in certain things you do. Look at what happened. NBA, a judgment of court was given by the NBA, not being a party to the suit, come out to criticize the judge. Why did he do that? Interest somewhere. Or to this thing about it now, no wonder. NBA has never, as a body, come out to criticize judgment of a court. So that does not mean that you as a lawyer, you will not be able to criticize judgment of court. What's the business? Not knowing that there was something going on. Money. 200 million. Did they declare that the state government gave them a gift? Until now.
Your Excellency.
So when you say emergency, people are going to court. They do understand it. Let the court determine whether what the president did was legal or illegal. Not on the perspective. That's why we have the court.
Yes.
The court must make this attitude of what we do, something that I don't like. because to my view is wrong. Therefore, it's wrong generally. That's why people have to go to court.
Your Excellency, that's why I wanted you to speak on the state of play right now. There's a state of emergency in your state.
Yes.
You are a politician. You have benefited from the democratic process, sitting on top of the table in Rivers State. Are you doing everything in your power? Because we saw pictures of you and some legislators from the state in London and all that. Are you doing everything in your power to make sure that 6 months is done and everything returns to democracy? Being a beneficiary.
No. The beneficiary of what?
Of the democratic process.
That's why we are supporting the state assembly. That's why we want that the only way that can be democracy is when the legislature is in existence. Now, it behoves you now, who is the governor? To allow democratic structures to be. It behoves on you now to say, look, this thing has happened. How do I do to bring everybody together? Now you hear people talk, go on television, say this and say that. I'm an elder. I'm a leader. Has anybody taken it upon himself or herself in Rivers State today? Say, look, see where we are. What do we do? Let me approach this legislator. Let me approach the leaders of the party. What do we do to make sure things work together?
Maybe they are looking up to you to do that.
So that's the problem I have.
As a leader.
You said you had what I hear one for Father John said I'm the cause of the problem. And I laugh. If I'm the cause of the problem, as an elder, he claims he is. Has he one day called me? Come. What is the problem? Why can't you sit down and talk? And let me know it's okay. See this and see that. Rather, as a chief promoter of ethnicity under Adadio's governor, in Rivers State we saw hell. That's the period we had Ogoni and Okrika crisis. That's the period we had crisis in Okrika land, where human beings were too slaughtered, where he established the Bush boys. Action. Under who? That the man had Amaraba for Okrika, under my government. Under me, under him there was crisis. Bloodshed. Where people were dying. We started a faction of what they call them Bush boys. They started a faction and they were killing, slaughtering people. As a governor, as an elder statesman, and you have not. So, these are my people. Now somebody who is back from your place came as a governor and said, no, this has to stop. What is this problem? God gave judgment about Amanabo. Instantly, I did not waited. I said, look, there must be an end to all this crisis. If I go to the Amanabo of Okrika, I went ahead and created another first plan for Oguruma. I can have somebody called the Amanabo of Keke. I can have somebody called Amanabo of Okwachu. Today, in Okrika, there is peace. If I didn't want peace, as a man of Okrika, I would have allowed it so there will be crisis in that place. I think what I tell people, elder, it's not just because I'm 85 years. Elder also means by your conduct, by your activity. If you be an elder that is 85 years and you are not bringing peace, take away that elder and go. Take it away.
So you have admitted that part of the reason why there's the state of emergency was declared in your state was to preempt a number of things which could have degenerated.
I think the president did not want the state to go to that level of where anarchy. And he did the right thing. I said, but selfishly, I wouldn't want it.
Yes, others I want to ask you.
I'm a politician.
So politicians are happy with anarchy?
No. You don't understand. I wanted the governor not doing well. Get out.
And some people say the sole administrator is also not doing well. He's already acting like a Democrat when he's supposed to be there appointing local government chairman.
I'm so surprised about what you say he's bringing democracy. First of all, remember, and take ourselves back. If this sole administrator does not bring peace in the place, does not set up democratic structures, remember, the moment the 6 months is over, you will fall back to Supreme Court judgment. Today, they are getting their money because a state of emergency has been declared. Ordinarily, if a state of emergency was not declared, money won't go to the state. Money won't go to the local government.
Is it not hypocritical? Money is flowing to the hands of the state and the local government under an administration that is not democratic.
Listen to what I said now. That's the point I'm trying to make. I want to be hypocritical about it.
Because the administration is not democratic.
No, the movement not to be democratic.
It's a sole administrator.
No. The government are already collapsed. Supreme Court are giving government about no government. And therefore, there's no appropriation. And you cannot spend money without appropriation. There's no local government. Who will take the money? Who will preside over the money? Emergency route ordinarily is an aberration. However, because the Constitution recognizes that a situation like this may come up, but the president has power to do what he did. In order to say, okay, for the time being, let us have some peace. But in having that peace, civil servants must be paid. In having that peace, institution must be ranked. You cannot say civil servants should not be paid, schools should not go on, hospitals should not go on. How about?
Well, the Constitution never says that a democratically elected governor will be swept off his feet because the intention of the Constitution is...
Remember Section 305 said we bring at the exceptional steps. But like I said, the matter is in court. Let the court interpret. And that's why people should be patient. Up to now, we have almost about 11 cases. I heard the PDP governors went to court. I hear.
Yes,
that's what I heard. They know. They all did that. It's just to they deceived the governor. They deceived him. Don't you know the governor? Apply this. Apply that.
Your Excellency, if we are looking at a long-lasting peace, we are 2 months gone into the state of emergency.
No, 1 month.
1 month gone. In 6 months is expected to be over. And you stated clearly that the president's decision sort of gave the governor a lifeline. Should his supporters be bothered that after the state of emergency, because we know these 27 lawmakers are part of your political family.
That's what we are saying. He who wears the shoe knows where it pitches him. Is that correct? You're a governor. So hold on. Look at the circumstances where you are. You should take the bull by the horn. Take steps. I told you here. Has anybody approached anybody?
So Governor Sinu Fubara hasn't called you on the line since his suspension.
I have told you, have anybody approached anybody? You know, when you see, I don't like people who are hypocrites. I have told you, mention one leader, one so-called elder in Rivers that has taken steps. Those of them who are running around the governor, collecting money. I have one of them is always in the golf club. I do the golf course here, playing golf. As he goes over to say, look, now we're under this kind of situation. What do we do? 6 months will still be over. Have we achieved the peace we are supposed to achieve? Because at the end of the day, if you don't achieve anything, then you still go back to square one. And which does not make sense. Does it not occur to you that, look, if nothing is being achieved now, there's no population, there's no democratic, there's no electoral local government. Supreme Court judgment must be implemented.
So who is the sole administrator accountable to? That's what people
That is why it is called emergency rule. Which I told you as a politician, I'm not happy. But to solve the situation, and that's where the president came in. And that's why those who know should not know that let's take this opportunity and say, look, I know this is the problem. Can you do this? Can you do this? you must make sacrifice.
Some will say
It's not only coming out
Should that
on national television.
Yes, Your Excellency, some will say, Your Excellency, that you, more than anybody else, should be the one also mediating this peace process. Simply because this is just less than a year after you left office. This is the legacy. As in, the governor was your man, the House of Assembly members are your people. So, one will say you are even more of a stakeholder in making sure that this process of peace gets to fruition.
Now, let me tell you, but the same assembly people listen to me. Is that right? But the government didn't listen to me.
Just seem as a stubborn son.
Okay, no problem. Now, let me tell you something.
Have you heard the parable of the prodigal son?
Let me tell you.
The father left those who listened to him and went in search of that only one that didn't know that only one.
There's a prodigal son, no. That's not correct. When a prodigal son comes back and pleads, I said, look, forgive me. I've made a mistake. I want us to move forward. You are human. You are human. What? In sincerity, let me tell you, 2 governors under APC, Mishmi, with an influential person from outside the state, 2 governors from APC, right? Came to talk to me. And I said, look, I'm not the governor. I'm not city minister. There was a gang up against me here. And I knew there was a gang up. I had to put some structures on ground to see that there is peace. That I do my work. I don't need to allow enemies to capitalize on 1 or 2 things. Who will suffer? Is the administration of the president, who has confidence and put in business. So I don't need to begin to give excuse. You are the governor. You have a problem. That's why I said governance is not only restricted to award of contract and commission of project. It takes beyond that. If you are this today, will you pick his call? These 2, I said these 2 governors came to me. And I said, look, I'm here for peace. What does he want? What does he want? And they said, look, we'll do everything to make. I said, in sincerity, if anybody comes there to say, look, you want to, but it must be in sincerity. Let me tell you, I've been in this system, I've been in government. I'm not doing politicians play. Politicians buy time. The best opportunity was when president intervened. The day president intervened, the assembly went immediately and we did impeachment notice. You heard what happened. Some elders came up. President had no power. What did they want political? They went to court. They went to court. A lot of suits were instigated. Where did he lead us to now? Who is on suspension? Is it me? I mean, he was in wisdom. A good president of the country called you. Whether he was right or he was wrong, at least at that level, that's okay. Let me stomach. Let me listen to him. And you play your own part. Let the other not play their own part. Mr. President, he has played his part. People are saying, look, do you understand what it takes? For 16 months, you seize people's salary. They don't pay their children's school fees. Most of us are just talking. Do you know what it takes? Let me ask all of you here. That your children are at home. Why? They have no money to pay their school fees. Why? Somebody has stopped my salary for 16 good months. So and nobody appears to take that into consideration. So it fails. And I expected that somebody should say, look, this thing should end. Let me go. Sir, man, we can't continue this way. Let's sit down and talk on the table. all this arrogance of going to national channels, arise to abuse everybody. You are hearing, they say I'm dead, they flee me out. All those things will not give you the peace. You carry coffin, Wike is dead. It's not my business. If people who have heard, who really understand what it is, should say, look, we have done this for how many years now? What have we achieved? Can there be peace? Rather, they try to make sure the problem does not end. They make money.
Two quick questions because we're already about to move to the FCT. I wanted to ask you, first you have said that you are open to forgiveness if the governor should come to you for forgiveness. Sincerely. Okay, so that is clarified. The second issue is, what party do the assembly members of Rivers State belong to?
They belong to PDP.
They belong to PDP?
Yeah. The court has ruled the other day. You see, when people are Femi Falana, who is the lawyer to channels on all these things, lies. I mean, a senior advocate, you go to court, you lie, but the issue of defection is at the Federal High Court. You refuse to tell people that you do what they call a cross appeal. When the Court of Appeal gave judgment that these people had defected, you had a cross appeal in Supreme Court. And Supreme Court made a pronouncement about it. You lied. So when the judgment came out, people said, I think they said Supreme Court has not pronounced on the defection. What happened a few days ago? Federal Court said Supreme Court has settled this matter of defection. Now, if such people at that level can come out on national television and lie, and you may not take it serious, but it's very hurting. And lies can cause a lot of crisis. Before you know it, so many things have gone wrong. And there are things you don't do. And that's the problem I have with some senior lawyers who live on telling lies. Lies.
What do we make of the character of the members of your party who wear flags?
Of cover what? And I'm demanded a stand.
Yes.
We don't not support the president to the president.
Sorry.
Yes, we do not support the president to the president. So what is we now that they said on demanded a stand? We don't know say 2023 that they stand on the mandate and voted for him. So what is we?
Talking about the mandate, sir, we'll come to the FCT.
Yeah.
Because time is not our friend now. We need to look at what is happening in a couple of months. I mean, just over a month. We are supposed to see the next step of projects in the FCT, which will be unveiling. You've gone around, I think on Friday again you were in some places. Tell us the level of projects now and how many are we likely to unveil?
You tell me the truth. Tell me the truth. Are you happy or not? Tell me the truth. Are you happy? Don't you see?
Your Excellency, I'm smiling.
If things are not happening, will you be smiling? The difference is clear. If you didn't there, you didn't there. You can see what is going on in FCT everywhere. People are talking. People are saying, you mean this is possible within a short time of less than 2 years that this could be provided? That we are here 8 years? Nothing happened. We are not going to 2 years, see what has happened. So, in 4 years' time, what will happen? Look, some of us take the light. When I go out, I see that people are happy. I went to Friday. On road to Lokoja, 80 to Pi. I went to that road. Look, it's like, in those days, as a politician, they were going to bring women, young girls for you to marry. For the good things you are doing. Yes.
They almost gave you one in Kwali.
No, I'm not a party to that. So the point I'm making is, it shows how happy people are. Then from Pi to Gomani, go and see. Equally, you go to Kentu. Equally, to Kula. Look, you know, people should come. So truly, that's a, government can come to the rural area. Is it true? It has never happened.
Honorable Minister.
So people are happy. Look at what we are going to touch in May. In May, have you been to the international conference of that?
Yes, and the controversy about the cost of it, that is,
What is
the cost is prohibitive.
you are not the one to define. It's a procurement process. So let me tell you, I'm not a man of cheap quality. Even the way I dress, you know, I wear quality things.
Very, very
So
well.
you don't expect anything I will do as lower standard. Even I won't do that. Look, when Mr. Perry inaugurated the Cross Parliament, this was an eyesore. You shed tears for this country. You know this is an international conference center. Look, before President came, I told the Senate President, I said, look, this is embarrassing. He said, what are you going to do? I said, well, what would I do? Immediately President came, he called my attention. No bobs, nothing. Somebody will get to one senator, ran down the place. It was terrible. It was terrible. Now, I shut it down on the emergency because most people use there for whatever. So if you follow the normal procurement process, it will take long. So we have to do it under emergency. Who built it? George Berger built it. So we don't need to go and look for. To say, oh, we don't know where the cable passed and this and that. We go to George Berger. And you know George Berger is not a cheap company. You know that. Now, we've got George Berger. Today, go to that Tiger Conference Center. By this May, I will invite you. You come as what they call International Conference Center. You will be happy as a Nigerian that you have done this. Now, what happened? Ethnic politics came. Religion came. Hey, because he's so religion. Because he's so place. That's why I can't sue it. I mean, I cannot understand that. And the only thing we have was run down. You can make your money. And nobody's against it. But it is not your property. It is the only symbol. And I told them, to hell. Some people came, oh, you know this. I said, this is getting too much.
Well,
That's happened. So this May, Mr. President, I hope you be around.
Yeah, I mean,
I come and know that good thing is good thing.
and that same senator has been criticizing the federal government very, very.
I don't know.
Every
I don't care.
But just to add, honorable
You can
minister.
criticize as much as you want to criticize. Is it devil that criticize?
Yeah,
Human beings will criticize.
Also, the issues of hospitals, honorable
Yeah.
minister, I need to add that there are several uncompleted hospitals that your administration inherited. One is at Utako here. There's also another one in Guagola, another one in I think Buhari also. How soon are you going to focus on expanding or bringing to life this kind of infrastructural development to the hospitals? Because a lot of Nigerians are finding healthcare costly in Abuja here because private hospitals are milking them. Even we journalists, when we are sick, we don't get some of the required attention in hospitals. How soon can you attend to our
Let me
hospitals?
tell you one thing. Life is key. Life is key. When you see that they kill you, it's not correct. I do agree with you that we must provide the best for our people. And in providing the best, it requires resources. Our procurement process takes a lot of time. And which I have said, when I was governor, I tried to speak with the assembly. I said, look, if you follow the procurement act, you won't go anywhere. Therefore, assembly, we need to amend the procurement process so as to be able to cater easily, urgently for certain things. Our hospital is one of it. The Otako had a problem. It came down. part of it fell. Now, when I came on board, there were issues, litigation issues. So many projects under litigation. And you try to let us see how we can resolve some of these issues and go ahead. But thank God we're almost there. That some of these issues are being resolved. The Tako, Wagolada, and some of them. We are not trying to renovate the Guarempa and the rest of it. And the way they are also built, you see, it's unfortunate. Building of hospital is different from building of married house. That's what I have found out. You don't build hospital just like ordinary house you are building. From day one, those who are going to supply the equipment must work with those who are doing the civil engineering. It's not where you come and build, you break this, you break this. No. And these are the kind of things we found out. So listen, let's take this in the way it's supposed to be done. I feel guilt that the kind of things we have as hospital is not what's supposed to be. But we'll get there.
Yes,
that I can tell you.
One burning issue has been the issue of land reforms in the FCT. I know several days ago, information came out from the FCTA that those who had received area council lands should regularize their papers with the FCDA in line with a court judgment which had come several years ago. Now, but the issue many are asking, we know one thing about the capital cities infrastructure. Infrastructure is built before people go in to begin to take possession of their lands and build. But people say that the same is not with the area council, that there are still people who have lands in the bushes and they cannot access those lands despite being allocated by the area council.
Okay, can I ask you, why did you go for the allocation? Why did you apply for land? Why did you apply for land? First of all, there should be documentation. When you apply for land, you do the documentation. In doing the documentation, there are fees that are paid. And people should also know there's no government can, within their 4 years or 8 years in office, we have provided infrastructure everywhere. You take it step by step. Government has allocated Matama 2 years ago. It is now, I said it, we have to develop infrastructure here. People who have allocation, they have not even paid their money. How much is it?
21 days now to pay.
No, I'm coming. Take for example, are you telling me, admission, you apply that you want land, and government's okay, follow the process. And within 21 days, you've not paid 300,000 naira to have their papers. For Christ's sake. For Christ's sake. I mean, we like to do things, we don't like to follow procedure. Supreme Court has come to say, look, every land belongs to FCT. Therefore, there's only like area council land. And we don't want to go by saying we have cancelled all the allocation. We are magnating notice, okay, let's regularize, I'm sure you can have your C of O. Which is the wrong thing that we have done. 2, some people have their RFO, they don't go for CFO. They use RFO as land speculators to begin to go and sell. And you deny government of the required funds. I have told you here, if the federal government gets 800 billion a month, now what is given to us is 8 billion. 8 billion cannot pay salary as it is to the minimum wage. Not more than 15 billion naira will pay. Now if you sit back without aggressively pursuing these funds, we won't be able to pay salaries. We need to talk about infrastructure. And people really, there's nowhere in this world that you can say it's free. How much are you paying?
Very commendable, Your Excellency.
Now, everybody,
the aspect of the land.
everybody, now, again, you have land, 2 years, no development. You have shanties everywhere. That alone is a security threat. And people don't do this because they have become landed speculators. Somebody comes, he wants to do mass housing. Government allocates the land to you, 500 hectares. The land does not even have mass housing. He now sells the land, piecemeal, and makes money. And who's suffering?
Your Excellency, we need to move very fast because
it's not fair.
Yes, the Abuja will be 50 by February 6. A lot of Nigerians are expecting maybe like a commission or a study to see how the coming of the Federal Capital Territory in this axis has affected the FCT original inhabitants, Nigerians who are here, the infrastructure, the Abuja master plan itself. What are you doing ahead of the 50th anniversary? Is the Abuja master plan still intact? Should we review it? After 30 years, it's supposed to have been reviewed, but it hasn't been reviewed.
The problem we have, you always trying to, in a rush. We know Abuja will be 50 by next year. You want to be patient and see what we are doing. Part of Abuja master plan is to keep Abuja the way the master plan was done. Remember, I'm sure, you too, you are part of the problem. You are from Abuja. Take for example, look at this thing, Baduma. Get over there. That happened. If you are passing, a road done by Gilmore, that road ought to pay us too. Compensation has been paid to communities. Long, more than 20 years. Leadership is a problem. To solution, but not giving compensation. Allow us to develop. And the land they have been allocated more than 20 years ago, right? Now I have called them. They said no. They want another compensation, right? This is a problem. Oh, why are you bulldozing people's houses? I will bulldoze it. I will. This area I will do it. Because you see, that is against the master plan of Abuja. You can't have those kind of shanties within the city. Development has come, but it's unfortunate.
But they say all of them were compensated.
No, it's not correct. Even this one we are doing now, Grisha or whatever. It took me time. I left the land. I have sat down with them. They achieved everything. They said no.
But you agreed to pay some money. Have they been paid?
Well, in fact, I paid double.
Yes, in fact, that's
I had to be there for the demolition of the paper.
very commendable because you should
Now, the point I'm making is that
Minister.
if I don't take that both step, the place won't develop. Now, I want to give district no infrastructure. So, without the EFCC and the academy, the university took 11,000 hectares of land. That will be each ward. Now, the university will sit on 11,000 hectares of land.
I was going to ask you, what have you resolved with them?
No, what I'm saying, I will not allow that. I will not allow that. Because we are not doing infrastructure. People have to move. The city is very congested.
So are you going to take part of the land from?
Well, not that we're going to take, we have taken. When you say, are you going to take, we have left 4,000. But even that 4,000,
the federal government give them that land.
what happened with them?
And then it has
why not what do you know original habitat? Who's not the original habitat here? I mean, let's not begin this. The point is, you tell me, can the university be given 11,000 hectares of land? To do what? For Christ's sake. To do what? All they not do, they partition, they sell. The city is getting too congested. Now go there and see the road that we're doing now.
So the one you took, was it without resistance? The one you are taking from the...
There's everything you do here that the people will not resist. That's what it means. At the end of the day, we will conquer.
Honourable Minister, let me take you up on the issue. I mean, you've spoken extensively about infrastructure, and really, I mean, a lot of people, when you come into the city, you see very clearly that there's a marked difference. However, in terms of maintaining this infrastructure, in terms of cleaning it, sanitation, those who are supposed to sweep the roads. If you go along the Nnamdi Azikiwe Expressway, for instance, the part from Apo to Apo under the bridge to Apo bypass now, that overpass you've made, has become a car park of sorts. There seems to be no order. People can follow one way as they please. Okada riders are all over the place. I don't know who is in charge.
Let me tell you, you are part of our problems. People, we want you on channel. Or how they are not allowing people to survive.
Yes, but the problem wasn't making the board.
I'm coming. You see, that's the problem we have. Government calls up to say, look, this is what must be done. Government impounds these vehicles, get them arrested. You won't tell the correct story. The story is that under this economic hardship, vehicles have been impounded.
Honourable Minister, with no respect, channels will always have the correct story.
No.
Always.
No. I use channel as a case in point. All of you do so. Go to Arise.
You're sounding like a journalist, Honourable Minister.
No. You go to Arise. We have problems to ourselves. We have talked about cleaning, sanitation. Do you know one big area is sanitation?
Yes.
And it's very expensive. It's not correct?
Yes.
It is.
I'm coming. Those who clean up, they will pay. Is that correct?
Yes.
Will they be paid?
Yes.
And people have to pay their taxes for it before you pay? Before we pay those cleaners? Have you helped us to say, look, what are you talking about? All these refuse you are generating, government needs to remove them. Money has to be paid. This is a place where I see a country where I see that a man thinks he has a right to bring refuse out. The government will remove it. I've never seen a thing like that. And government says, yes, we are coming to remove it. We have to pay a token. It's a problem. Look at even in Asokoro. It's a problem. And you continue to preach. To say, nowhere in this world, it doesn't happen that way. Sanitation is a very serious thing.
Maybe should we consider waste recycling plants, sir? Waste recycling plants.
Even if you do that, the point I'm making, will it be free? Will it be free? With all due respect to you, let me ask you one question. How many of you? Yeah. You live in Abuja, you have a house in Abuja, you have a house in Abuja. Tell me the truth.
I don't have one.
No, tell me the truth. But you live in Abuja. When have you paid a sanitation fee? I want to start with you.
Your Excellency,
I want to start with you. But not ask the question.
In fairness, journalists do not answer questions. But I will answer your question.
Are you not?
I am very prompt. I'm very prompt in paying my sanitation fees. But what I want to ask you very squarely is, who's job? Because sometimes these things start in bits. Take for instance, the new road you just built in front of Guzape expanded, in front of SARS. This thing started like started in piecemeal, Okada men facing one way. Now it's a menace.
That's what we're trying to do now. By the time we finish this bus terminals and the rest, we have an opportunity now to say no, you can't be using that area. People ask us, why are you stopping them when there's nowhere for them to load and this and that? It was found an alternative, first of all. By the grace of God, we're almost done with the 3 bus terminal. We'll be able to. It's okay. If you want to, this is where you will load. This is the dropping point, right? In that case, we will not be able to see that. Yes, we have been able to reduce this so-called illegal car park. It's horrible. Not only that, even where I live, when you see Kekenapans, they take over your house, and you sit down. This is not what's supposed to be. As somebody will ask you, what is the alternative you have provided? And then you show under the economic hardship. Everything now is under economic hardship.